How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the AEW Unmatched 10 Bryan Danielson. So Bryan Danielson, to me, he's always been one of my all-time favourites. I've always been a fan of him. Obviously, when he debuted in WWE, obviously with the Nexus, and then he returned with Team Cena, and then he would obviously go on to start the Yes Movement, and then he had a good run in WWE. However, when he joined AEW, we've had some great matches. I know he's on about sort of next year. I think it is sort of going doing less matches, but that's up to him if he wants to. He has had a great career. So as a whole, Bryan Danielson, I'm a big fan of him. And now this figure is, of course, the Unmatched 10. I've sort of always had the intention to get this figure. However, I didn't know when. Maybe wait for it to go down in price. And it hasn't. It's only been out for a couple of weeks, and I want to say, if you go online, like maybe eBay, not eBay, but WrestlingShop.com and the whole shebang, you can probably get this for about £25 posted. And I was in Forbidden Planet, which is, I'm not sure if they're in the US, but it's sort of like a shop that sells everything. When I was in Liverpool, I did get a couple of AEW figures from that one. This one, the one I went to, I don't think that they've had any AEW figures for quite a long time. However, I was in there, saw this, I was like, I have to get it. There was also the Jamie Hayter from the same set as well. However, the main thing I'm going to say about this, it was £25. I thought, you know what, why not get it now? It saves ordering it. So, as I say, I've always had the intention of getting it, but now I've finally got it. Show you a quick look at the box. Because it's sort of weird to see unmatched figures, because obviously we're sort of used to sort of this being gold. I don't know, it's something about figures being in the unmatched box, it makes them feel a lot better, which is my opinion. Of course, Bryan Danielson there. Get into the figure in a minute. And I think, so if you get an AEW box, on the side there's always a little letter, you put them together and it makes a word. I remember, I think it was MDT that talked about that in the AEW Unraveled 1 figures, and they still do it. So the back, of course, is based off All Out 2021. Amazing pay-per-view, one of my all-time favourite pay-per-views. Of course, this set, Jon Moxley, I do really want that one. Wheeler Yuta, Alex Reynolds, which I believe is the Chase. Claudio Castelloni, I can never pronounce his name right. Jeff Hardy, and Jamie Hayter, and of course Bryan Danielson. And of course, this is 7 figures, but Alex Reynolds is the Chase. So, obviously, the Chase rather than it. I don't know if there is a Chase in this set, like sort of the figures are different, slightly different. However, sort of they have done the Chase as a separate figure. However, I do know it's quite easy to get, even in the US. Of course, Bryan Danielson on the back. So, of course, it's based off All Out 2021. That's why I do like this figure as well. But I think that's enough talking. And I talk quite a bit. That's enough talking of the box. So now let's get into the figure itself, because I really do want to open this. So I've just opened the figure, and my first impressions are, this is a cool figure. It's just good sort of to have a promo gear Bryan Danielson, but also, of course, it's cool based off what it's off All Out 2021. And of course, if you've got pick fed, you can use this, maybe change the head scan. Or, you can have this on a Bryan Danielson shelf or AEW shelf. It's entirely up to you, but I think that is a really cool figure. And as always, I want to start off with the accessories first. Of course, now I'm sort of, whenever I'm recording a review, now it's pretty much going to be on this, whatever this is, rather than what I was using before. I think I do prefer it like this. Of course, this is where I do customs as well. So, the accessories, you do get a couple. Of course, you get a microphone. You've all seen an AEW microphone before, if that focuses. Is it going to focus? Yeah, you've all seen an AEW microphone before. You know what that looks like. I'm not sure if Danielson actually sort of spoke when he debuted. I don't think he did, because of course it was at the end of All Out 2021. He might have spoke maybe after the show, once it had gone off the air, but I think it's just sort of normal for AEW figures to come with a microphone. Even if they've never even spoke on the microphone before, chances are the figure will come with a microphone. Now, you do get open mic hand. So, of course, for the microphone, I'm not sure why it's sort of struggling to focus. I'm not sure if because it's quite bright today. Not sure if that'll be why. You do get that, and also what I do like, I'm glad they've included these. You sort of get, so when Bryan Danielson debuted in AEW, I don't think that he wanted to do the yes chant, and sort of when he debuted, he sort of put his hands in the air like this, as you can imagine it on the figure, and he sort of did this pose with his hands up in the air. So I'm glad that they included them. Obviously, you can put them on the figure. Of course, you do get the white shirt as well, which is an accessory, but I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I'm glad that they've included these. You know, you can display how we debuted now. So that's all the accessories, and of course the extra box as well. I do keep the boxes, so this is empty. So of course I will keep that. So the figure itself. Let's start off with a head scan. So this is my first Bryan Danielson figure for AEW. I know that he has had the Unmatched 5. The UK never actually fully got Unmatched 5, which is quite annoying. I think that you can get off ringside though now. But it's quite annoying that the UK never got it. What else? There was the 2-pack with Moxley. I do need to get that, but I think I've seen it going for about £75, £65. I don't really want to pay that, mainly just for the Bryan Danielson. And he has got that new, I think it's one of 3,000, I'm not sure on that, but it's the sort of Revolution exclusive pay-per-view figure. And of course, I think it's based off Revolution 2023. Would it be 23 or 20? No, I doubt it'll be 24. 23, I think it's based off Revolution 23. I don't think it was in AEW for... Oh, it was in AEW for Revolution 2022, I think. So either based off Revolution 2022 or 2023. You would have seen the figure. But I do quite like that. And you can get it for quite a good price as well. And I have been sort of wanting to get that, so I probably will get that soon. So essentially, I don't have a Bryan Danielson in normal wrestling gear, but now I do have him in a promo gear. So the head scan... you know, quality control on Jazzwares figures, AEW figures isn't perfect. I don't know what that is there. It isn't perfect, so you can sort of see. You can see it on the nose. There is a scuff, sort of paint off the beard. Quality control isn't perfect with AEW figures, but same goes for WWE figures, I suppose. But I would say it's quite bad with AEW figures. You know, you can have figures getting ruined because of quality control, like ink staining, which is annoying. But for some reason, I'm not sure if it's because of how it's been in the box. The head is sort of at an angle, which is a bit annoying, but it's not too bad. Of course, got the hair back like that. And of course, great thing I like about AEW figures, head easily just pops off, you know. You want to take it off, swap it with another Danielson head, you can do. And then it'll just go on like that. So the shirt, this is just a normal white shirt based off what he wore. So now this shirt, of course, if you're a CM Punk fan like me, and I know that he has got that new Elite coming out, the Mattel Creations one, that's based off when he returned to WWE. But if you want to make a custom one of that attire, so if all he had was jeans and a white shirt, this white shirt would be perfect for that custom. So if that's an idea, if you just want a white shirt, of course the white shirt, you know, there isn't much to say about it. I will take it off, so you can see the torso. So here's the torso. So now this torso, I have seen people complain about it and people use the MJF Unmatched 4 torso. Personally, I don't think it's too bad of a torso, and also it has got a shirt on, but I can, you know, if you do want to change it, I can sort of see why. However, I'm not going to change it, especially considering he's got a shirt on. So of course, it's just a, you know, normal torso. You know, if you want to take the shirt off, display it like that, you can do. And I think Bryan Danielson's probably worn this a few other times as well. And for some reason, my upper torso, it is a bit loose, but you know, it's not too bad. So that's pretty much that. I'll just keep the shirt off for now so you can see all the detail. Trousers as well, he has got that little white bit, which is whatever that bit is called on the trousers, which is, I'm not sure if you would have, on the back of the box, can you see it? I'm sure you can see it, but he probably did have that, so it's, you know, accurate. Now I'm looking at it, I'm not sure if he did wear sort of a darker green. However, it does look quite good, I'm not going to lie. And also, there is this which is annoying. It's sort of like, you know, something to do with AEW figures. Usually, they do put these on the feet, I think. But instead they've put it on there and you can sort of see, which is a bit annoying. So trousers, as a whole, I think that they are quite accurate, sort of pockets, sort of sculpted onto it. I do quite like it. Of course, because of the mould I've used, thigh cut there. And then the thing I do like about this is the shoes. Also detail as well. They have sort of included, sort of painted the ankle there, so it's sort of accurate. But the shoes on this, of course, based off what he wore, I'm not sure what shoes these are. However, they did include, I've made them as accurate as possible, which I do like. Definitely good that they've included them. Now, I will say that they are a bit hard to display because of that. This one is a bit loose. However, it's not too bad. One thing I will say about quality control is you see sort of where the joint is there, where it sort of moves. You do get a bit of paint loss on the skin, which is a bit annoying, which is not too bad. But I think as a whole, little details, they have included them. So, of course, on the bottom now, there is sort of no, whatever that is, it is there instead. But I think, yeah, as a whole, it is a really good figure. I'm not going to lie. It is one where, if you want this figure, you can get it for, a reasonable price. And I think it's one I do recommend as well. I'm just trying to put this shirt back on now. Ugh. I've just realised. Shirt's inside out. There's a reason I want to put the shirt on. I'm just going to take it off camera for now. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it is a really good figure. And it's one where if you're a Bryan Danielson fan or an AEW fan or, you've got a pick fed, it's one that you do need. Would I recommend saying pay £30? Probably. That's not too bad of a price for it. I think the most I would pay for this is about £30. However, as my good friend AJWF says, always waiting, you've got to wait for these AEW figures to go down in price. However, I've noticed with recent AEW series, after a while, some figures just disappear. And this is one that I could definitely see disappearing if you don't pick it up. But one thing I will say about AEW figures recently, some of the figures have been amazing, like that new Jeff Hardy, new John Moxley, for example. And there's just some, new figures. That new MJF that's coming out, Unrivaled 15, I do really like that. As well as the Chase. Of course, where's the Devil? And, it's... I want to say Jazzware's AEW figures, they are starting to improve. However, distribution isn't the best, I think sometimes there's a set every 2 months, which is a bit annoying. But I do think that some of the figures are starting to... Some of the figures that are starting to come out are quite good. And of course, I do still need quite a few of the recent figures, but also some figures out of, for example, off the top of my head, say, for example, Unmatched 5. I still need some of the figures out of that set. Some that I've just missed out. I just want to do a quick comparison. Of course, SummerSlam, I can't remember what series it was, or if it did have a name for the series. Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam Series Elite. I've got a few Bryan Danielson Elites, quite a few actually. So I'm going to do a quick comparison. Of course, the height. I don't think he's grown that much. Either this is too small, this is too big. I do want to say this might be a bit too big. And of course, this is in wrestling gear, promo gear. But if you've got a pick fed, wrestling gear, promo gear, I think it's a really good figure. You can see sort of the difference in Danielson over the years. Still sort of got that smile. But as you can see, you can definitely see Bryan Danielson in this figure. And I do think that it is a really good figure. So, I think that pretty much does everything for this video. And I think that pretty much covers everything on this review. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.